Hi, I'm Tiffany with New Perspective Fitness, and welcome to the Master Movers Micro Workout for Lower Body Stretches. In this session, we're going to focus on mat-based flexibility exercises designed to increase mobility, reduce tension, and support strong, fluid movement. Grab your strap, join me down on the mat, and let's get moving. We're down on the mat, and we're going to begin with a prone quadricep stretch. So loop your stretching strap to your right foot and join me prone. We're down on our stomach on the mat. We're bringing the strap over our shoulder, and you could use a pillow here. I prefer to place my forehead just right into my hands. And to get the most out of this stretch, I want you to bend your knee. We're flexing our knee as much as we can, and we're pulling our heel towards our butt. Now we're also creating a nice opposing force. I want you to keep your thigh down on the mat. Don't let your thigh pop off of the mat, and then gently press into your stretching strap. So we're creating this nice tension. We're feeling this stretch in the front of our thigh. This is our quadricep muscle. This stretch lengthens the quads, reducing tightness and protecting the knees during activities like hiking and jogging. By increasing flexibility in the front of the thighs, we improve balance and coordination for recreational sports like tennis and pickleball. Now let's slowly release our right foot, and we're going to come up, and then we'll loop the strap on the left foot. And then we'll get onto our stomachs again. So this is a prone quad stretch. We're gonna bring the strap over our shoulder. We're keeping our thighs neutral and aligned. And then to get a nice stretch, think of keeping your thigh down on the mat. You can put a little bit of tension into the strap by pressing into the strap with your foot complex. And then just rest your forehead down on a pillow or forehead down on your hands. Stretching the quads promotes proper hip alignment, and this reduces pain on the lower back during walking and other weight-bearing activities. By loosening the quads, this supports a smooth, powerful swing in sports like golf by improving hip and knee flexibility. This stretch helps enhance leg strength and mobility, which are essential for climbing stairs or steep trails. And let's go ahead and exit this stretch. We're now going to do the opposite muscle group. So we just stretched the front of the thigh, the quadricep, and we're lying on our back. Now, if you have forward head posture, you might want to have a pillow here for your head. Otherwise, join me down on the mat. We're going to loop our right foot into the stretching strap. And then you may keep your left knee bent if you're really tight through your hamstrings. If you have this available to you to deepen this stretch, you may straighten the left leg out. So I'm just gonna move my pillow. Where you hold on the stretching strap is wherever it feels most comfortable for you. So some people like to hold close to their foot and ankle complex, while others that have shoulder issues might want to keep their arms down and anchored. So you're just going to choose what feels best on your body. When we start stretching into the lower legs, especially with a stretching strap, ensure that your leg is not shaking. So we do want to feel a nice pull sensation in the back of our thigh without it being too tense or the leg shaking. Stretching the hamstrings supports a full range of motion, making it easier to bend, lift, and reach while hiking or performing daily tasks. Let's release our right foot down, and we'll move the strap to the left foot now. Now again, if you're tight, you may keep the right knee bent. That's gonna feel best on your back, so we can keep a nice neutral spine. If you're feeling flexible today and you want a deeper stretch and more of a challenge, straighten the right leg as our left leg is up to the ceiling. You remember your hand positioning? You could be up by your foot and ankle complex with one hand or both hands, or you could have your arms down. We're feeling this deep stretch in the back of the thigh. This is our hamstring muscle. By loosening the hamstrings, we reduce the risk of muscle strains during quick movements, such as those required in tennis or pickleball. Relieving tension in the hamstrings enhances overall comfort and efficiency during long walks or standing for extended periods of time. Let's slowly release the strap from our left foot. And now we're moving into a double inner thigh stretch, so an adductor stretch. We're going to place the ends of our stretching strap to our feet. Now, when my legs are up in the air, my back is flat. Your back may be neutral, or it can be flat. Neutral means there's a slight little curve in your low back. Flat means that your back is imprinted. Now, with your legs here, you're going to open them to the opposite sides of the room. And we're breathing deeply as we hold this adductor stretch. Now, your straps can help make this exercise and stretch harder or easier. So if I want to make this harder, I'm using my hands to press into the straps. If you want it a little easier, you could bring your arms in and you can hold the straps differently so that they're not so low, right? You can manipulate this stretch as hard or easy as you would like it. By increasing hip mobility, we're supporting better balance and stability for hiking on uneven terrain. Stretching the adductors helps protect the knees by reducing inner thigh tightness that can pull on the joints during physical activity. To exit, we can just use our hands to bring our legs back up to the ceiling, and then go ahead and bend your knees. We're now moving into pigeon pose. So this might be a stretch where we want to use either a towel or a pillow or even our yoga blocks to support this stretch, because when we get into it, we want to feel nice and supported and not too challenged. To get into pigeon pose, I would like you to start in high plank with me. Then we're going to bring our right leg forward and we're externally rotating through our hip here, and then I'm going to flatten my back foot so that my toes are pointed. So this is where we might want extra assistance. We can place a pillow or a towel underneath our right hip so that we can really sit into this stretch. If you are really tight, this is where you might want a yoga block so you can sit into this. Our whole point is to try to keep our hips square when we are doing pigeon pose. And then as we get really good, we don't have to use any equipment. Now, if we're new to this stretch, we probably want to stay upright because we're going to feel more in control. If you would like to deepen this stretch, please come down onto your forearms. Let's go ahead and bring our upper body up. And then we're going to take our right leg back. We can be in all fours. And then let's come up onto our toes into high plank. And then we're going to gently swing that left leg forward. And I'm going to flatten my right toes so that my toes are pointed and not flexed. Again, we're using a pillow if we'd like to place our pillow underneath that left glute area so we can really sit into this, or even our yoga block. As far as your foot and ankle complex goes, you might see some people doing pigeon pose where their foot is up really high and they have their knee and heel aligned. I want you to know that that is extremely challenging. And for most of us, our heel is lower than the knee. What I care about is having your hips square. So when we're in pigeon pose, I want you to be nice and square with your hips. Poor form would be leaning to your left and trying to let that glute muscle sit down. If your glute is elevated like mine and that's too deep of a stretch, this is why you would use the pillow or the yoga blocks to keep your hips square. Remember, we can come down onto our forearms to deepen this stretch. Let's bring our torso up. And then to finish, we're gonna move into downward facing dog, and we're gonna add treading and then a calf stretch. When we do downward facing dog, I wanna be very clear. I don't want you to cheat to try to get your heels to touch, okay? Cheating is when you move your arms back. We are going to come into high plank together and imagine that your hands are cemented to the ground. They're not going to move. Now, I want you to shift your hips up, and we're all moving into downward facing dog. And at this point, we're reaching our heels to the mat. And for most of us, our heels will not touch the mat. Your heels will be elevated, and that is okay. You're still getting a deep stretch. Let's tread our feet. I want you to bend your right knee and press the left heel down, and then please alternate. So this is referred to as treading. And as one knee is bent, the opposite heel is pressing down towards the ground, towards the mat, and feeling a very, very deep stretch through the calf muscle and the Achilles tendon and even the foot and the ankle in general. Now let's just go to our right side, and I need you to press the right heel down. Our left knee is bent, and hold. And now let's go ahead and press the left heel down, bend the right knee. Feel the stretch in the left calf muscle. Hold and breathe. Slowly come down onto your knees, and let's widen our knees and bring our hips back. And we're just coming into extended child's pose. Breathe deeply. We're just taking our hips back to our heels, forehead towards the mat. Let's go ahead and exit this pose and slowly take a seat with me. Excellent job today. Thank you so much for joining me for this micro workout lower body stretch. I'm Tiffany with New Perspective Fitness, and I'll catch you next time.